that just we had to do that we didn't get paid for or whatever, and it's hard to even pinpoint how much it was on some of it.
One of my big concerns is that we need to monitor close this year is that hotel motel tax, because you got $220,000 in there, and that's, if that goes way low, the USA State is really going to be sucking wind.
Right.
So we really need to watch that close.
I think the red light camera / speed ban as well.
Well, it is, and it isn't. It was 110,000. We doubled the tax on it. So.
Update
I
on
did. I'm just saying we need to watch it.
Update on the speed, red light, it does not accept, it does not affect existing contracts.
Good. That indicate to me that it won't be as much as we think it will be.
We'll do that.
I don't think it'll affect the contract, but what it'll affect is making the right turns on red.
Oh, that's part of our contract.
No, that's in the ordinance. I don't know, I think we'll have to look at that.
That's part of our contract.
I
If
understand.
the racetrack, if
I'm
the
sure we'll do
contract
that.
is going to, it will be.
Should be.
I think one of the things is that John, trustee, done this year is given us a lot, to me, a lot more information, simpler information, which
Easier
is
to read.
easier to read, which has also brought about more questions, which is, we're not, I'm not questioning, but it's made us more aware of some things, so we can then ask more questions. And we've got to be, the economy has been so crazy, and then, of course, we're hearing from the big guys that things are looking good, but we're not seeing it.
Right.
Nobody's seeing it.
Nobody's seeing it, but things are on the mend and things are looking good.
Well, this extra information and easier to read has been a big help on me.
Well, my whole objective was to give you information so that you could ask the questions. Because if you can't see it and can't, understand it, then you're really making decisions in the dark. And my whole philosophy is I want you to have every bit of information that I can give you. And so, the idea of having oral reports as part of the financials is great with me. All of these things. I see the questions as healthy, not as criticism.
Good.
Except yours.
All right, go ahead with what you're
I'm
going
gonna
to
keep
do.
asking, we're gonna do this, the salary, is that what you wanted to do?
Well, that was actually this handout was something y'all had asked to see again. What I did was sorted it so you see low to high. The color graphic there actually gives you where the breaks are. And then if you flip to the next page, that gives you the numbers that correspond to the second column on the first sheet. And then the third sheet's the same thing for the fire department, and the fourth sheet's the same as the second sheet, except it's for fire versus police.
And this is this year, these are seeing these increases, correct? This is this year's?
The FY11 is the
No. Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
FY11 is your current pay rate.
Right.
FY12 would be the plan that's on the next page. And then we inflated that by the 2% adjustment. With the inspection on inspectors, it's 1%. Because with top two levels of management, only got a 1% increase. So the third column then is what it would be with the increase. The fourth column tells you the real amount dollar-wise that each individual person would be getting. And the fourth column tells you the percentage of increase that each person is getting over what they're currently making. You will notice that there are, on the police page, there are 5 of them highlighted. Those 5 people will be either getting, the 3 in red will be getting no increase. The 2 in yellow will be getting less than the 2% increase. And that's because their compensation right now was already higher than where they would be with the new plan. So they're capped at getting no more than the new plan.
Has the chief looked at this? You looked at that too? Did you have any problem with it?
And these 5 individuals, have they understand?
They will.
We haven't talked with
I've
anybody.
not talked with them.
No.
Until we have approval of the board, we're not going to counsel with
Gotcha.
individual
Yes.
people on what these
Yeah,
are.
okay.
But they will be brought in, sit down, and explain it.
Show them, explain it, right
Yeah.
there,
Right.
black and white.
Pretty easy.
Honestly, they're fortunate they were already way ahead of the ladder.
And then if you go to the third page, you'll see there are 3 people in the fire department that did not get a raise, and 1 person gets a 0.1% raise. And then the rest of the people get 2% or more.
Unless you, I assume Chief Praise, that's what they call it.
Yes, sir, he's behind you.
Behind you.
All right.
I'll be bringing the chief in and explain to him why he's got that. Smile, chief.
Okay.
He never smiled, what are you talking about?
I thought you were talking about Chief Graves, I was confused.
Well, you were on the fire department. I thought he was too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't smile about that either.
But I will say this, and John and I have talked about it in the next few years. There are certain positions in town and other departments, management and those kind of things. I'd really like to see us bring them in closer, where you don't have one guy in this position making a whole bunch more than its counterpart somewhere else. There's gonna be some difference through longevity, but, just to,
Well, we need to bring up all our employees,
as much as
as
possible.
much as we can, take care of
And
them.
this, and
So we've
because
got some good people
of,
working.
because of the 17% attrition rate in the police department, this is why police and fire was a priority. I had told them that, I don't think someone believed it, maybe they will now, but I had told them that we've really been spending a lot of time on this.
I think this is a good first step.
Yeah, okay.
We started out wanting to try to do the whole town, and we couldn't do it. It's just,
Well, next year, take a look at the other
we
departments.
will.
Do
We have to.
We will.
We have to.
We will.
Sanitation, the sewer,
They
all
do,
those
they need to be,
departments taken care
they
of.
need to be,
We will,
we don't have the turnover in those departments.
but we still need to look at it.
Absolutely, I agree.
Any questions